Good afternoon and thank you for joining me, Glenora Shipura, on NMH at 1, where we highlight the news making waves in Namibia and beyond, ranging from current affairs, community stories, sports and economic news. Coming up in this broadcast, no bad blood between SWAPO contenders, says MP. Pangolian Conservation and Research Foundation has officially opened research station at Nene Conservancy. Census enumerators enduring challenges as people refuse to be counted. Stay tuned for these stories and more news on NMH at 1.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Now, Deputy Prime Minister Nandine Ndaitwah told the crowd at the SWAPO party rally currently underway at Oneuptwo Center in Oneuptwo that there is no bad blood between her contenders, Prime Minister Sarah Amadila and Environment Minister Pohamba Shifeta, who lost to Nandine Ndaitwah at the party's Congress late last year. Shifeta was not physically present, but she said he is in support of her as the party's candidate. Chiemo Haidula reports on our midday.
You want to see us together, as if you were not at, it's true, you were not at Oneliwa. Yeah. Because in December we were together in Oneliwa. But for us to be together in a SWAPO platform, you have been crying for this. You are saying we are not united because you don't see us together. But we want to assure you we are united. I now tell you here that immediately after the Congress, we had the lunch together with all our campaign managers. And we talked there. And we even say because of the experience we gained during this campaign, when the campaign starts proper, those campaign managers will be the nucleus of our campaign because they've gained experience. Commerce Feta is not here by the reasons we have accepted them. He was supposed to be here. Let me now, I know that I have a statement. It has 10 paragraphs. I've just finished the second paragraph and I'm going to finish all of them. But I want to ask my namesake to say something here so that we know that is the SWAPO way, how we do things in this party.
Visual News highlights local stories from across Namibia. We get right into these after the break.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Getting into our visual news segment, the Pangolian Conservation and Research Foundation has officially opened their research station in the Nene Conservancy over the weekend. It will help to study and protect the rare animals. This video is by Katharina Moser.
Hi, I'm Jessie from the Pangolin Conservation and Research Foundation. Today is a very big day for us in the Nene Conservancy. We are opening our research center for the Nai Pangolin project officially. We're very happy to be working with the Conservancy and with the local communities here to protect pangolins together. And this research center means that we are able to invite students locally and globally to come and learn from the local communities and help us in our quest to learn more about pangolins and close the gap in the knowledge for the species. As the world's most trafficked mammal, it's imperative that we learn as much as we can to help each and every pangolin.
That's it from our visual news segment. Moving on, the Namibian Sun leads us into the newspaper review segment after the break.
We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment.
Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
We now look at what the lead stories are in Namibia's daily newspapers, starting off with the Namibian Sun's front page, which reports census enumerators continue to face challenges, with some poor people living in shacks refusing to partake in the exercise while living in such conditions. Language barriers and general mistrust in the SWAPO government have also cast shadow on the national population and housing census so far. The exercise kicked off on the 18th of September and will run until the 3rd of November. A range of footage reviewed by Namibian Sun shows community members from various parts of the country unequivocally refusing to be counted and venting their frustration to enumerators. While poor communities have expressed their discontent, other video footage has also shown farmers and lodge owners locking their gates while peppering enumerators with profanity. On the Namibian Sun's page 3, the children of the late Vekwi Rukoro, former paramount chief of the Ovaherero Traditional Authority, made a dramatic exit from the launch of a book about their father's life after Dr. Hode Rirwako, one of the claimants to the paramount chief position, gave a speech. In a strongly worded letter distancing themselves from what they termed a group of opportunistic men, the Rukoro offspring accused Rirwako of being disingenuous and also called for the halt of the book's sales because they had not seen a single page. Guvishita Rukoro, who wrote the letter on behalf of his siblings, said they have not seen any indication of what the contents of the book would be and are yet to receive a copy. Moving on to the Republicans' front page, 3 music enthusiasts set up the music group The Spirit to raise money for the We Do Special project. Republican reports Reinhold Uisep, Wonder Awarap, and Sylvanus Hanaduap were all in the music industry before joining this project. We Do Special is an organization that equips young people with disabilities with new skills. The founder of the project, Suzanne Berchtold, says there are few job opportunities for school leavers with disabilities, and the project, which is located outside Skleep, teaches them basic skills such as gardening, keeping and caring for animals, and carpentry. Moving on to the Republicans' page 3, a woman whose baby was stillborn after the baby apparently, despite repeated requests for an emergency cesarean section, suffocated in her abdomen in, among other things, feces, is suing the state for $4 million in damages. Yvonne Pullman and her husband, Jacques, who live in Oshwarongo, are suing the Minister of Health and Social Services, Dr. Mbiti, first name unknown, and Dr. Felix Mutomba, who both work at the government hospital in town. Pullman was admitted to the hospital's maternity ward on March 6 last year after experiencing persistent and unbearable pain in her abdomen and back. According to her statement, the severe pain continued from her abdomen around 6 p.m. on the Sunday until she was finally pushed into the theater at 1:15 a.m. on the Tuesday. Namibian company Oneuptwo and Lease joined the Belgian company CMP Tech, part of the Kamkani Maritime Belge CMP, to announce the development of a pilot project in Namibia in February 2022. The Algemene Zeitung leads with an article that focuses on the start of the construction of the plant last Thursday. The Namibian Minister of Finance Ipumbu Shimi and the Namibian Hydrogen Commissioner James Newper attended the occasion. On its page 3, the Algemene Zeitung takes a look at the controversial United Kingdom bill that aims to ban the import of hunting trophies of around 6,000 game species. The House of Lords has now blocked that bill, which should thus only be passed if the UK government allows additional time for further consultation. Previously, African countries such as Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, Zambia, and Zimbabwe had pointed out that this bill was not based on scientific data or the opinion of conservation experts. According to these African countries, the controversial bill was instead based on misinformation from animal rights activists and animal welfare organizations who are bent on driving parliamentary debates in the UK, such as to successfully ban the importation of hunting trophies. After the break, we continue with our newspaper review.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
We continue with our newspaper review. The Namibian's front page reports that Trustco Group Chief Executive Quinton van Rooyen says that his group's legal battles with the Bank of Namibia are far from over after a High Court judge on Friday refused to have a case about the central bank's decision to suspend the operation of the Trustco Bank dealt with as an urgent matter. Now, Works and Transport Minister John Mutora says that the advancement of identified settlements and villages in the northeastern regions to the next level of development within the framework of the government's decentralization policy must be intensified. This was according to the Namibian's page 3. Now, moving on to the New Era's front page, SWAPO Party Vice President Netubo Nandi-Ndaitwah said tribalism will destroy Namibia because people are no longer as united as they used to be. She was referencing how some people say those from the Omusati region and the Ohangwena region do not like each other. We should stop tribalism because it will take us nowhere. We are all Namibians and let's work together to build our country. Nandi-Ndaitwah made these remarks on Saturday at the SWAPO Party's rally at the Olufuko Center at Otapi in the Omusati region. On page 3 of the New Era, ICT Minister Peya Mushelenga said media should report balanced news rather than only pointing out negative developments and selectively leaving out positive developments. We need to see a balanced approach in reporting, she stated. Now, real value added by Namibia's construction sector in the second quarter this year plummeted to $291 million Namibian, contracting by nearly 34% year-on-year. The latest data released by the Namibia Statistics Agency shows the sector's real value addition fell from $623 million Namibian in the first 3 months of the year and $453 million Namibian in the second quarter of 2022. This is a massive drop from the $1 billion Namibian plus recorded from 2013 to 2016. The minus 35.9% year-on-year growth in the quarter under review is the biggest contraction since the first quarter of 2017. In the 30 quarters since the beginning of 2016, construction has only recorded positive growth in 6. Now, moving on, starting today, the Ondangwa Town Council will waive all interest accumulated by residents for a period of 1 year. More on these as we get into our economic news after the break.
We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment.
Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
Getting into our economic news, starting today, the Ondangwa Town Council will waive all interest accumulated by residents for a period of 1 year. This will apply to residents who clear their accounts from now until September 2024. Council spokesperson Petrina Shitalanga Mutikisha said Ondangwa residents owe the council a total of $85 million for municipal services. She added the town's council debts increased rapidly due to the economic downturn coupled with severe effects of COVID-19. She said, adding that they have also taken note that some residents lost their employment and income due to the closure of some businesses during the pandemic. Now, some employees have been retrenched, limiting the household's disposable income. This has also affected their purchasing power and residents' ability to pay their municipal services in full. Let's take a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.08, against the euro at 20.03. 2 Namibian dollars and 60 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the NXX, MTC went up at 0.30%, while Namibia Breweries went down at 0.01%. Overall index closed at 0.61%, and local index closed at 0.03%, going up. Gold and platinum went down, while copper and Brent crude oil went up on the commodities market. Brent crude oil going for 0.82%, trading at $93.90 per barrel. Now, at least 9 miners were killed on Friday after a shaft in an informal gold mine. More details on how exactly this transpired coming up after the break.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
We now get into our news from across Africa. At least 9 miners were killed on Friday after a shaft in an informal gold mine collapsed, the Zimbabwe Miners Federation and an engineer at the site said. ZMF President Henrietta Roshwaya said on Saturday that 4 bodies had been recovered so far, while 5 others were still stuck under rubble. However, retrieval operations are complicated by the fact that the shaft is unstable. It is difficult to retrieve the bodies because the mine is still collapsing. Each time we try is becoming a threat to our lives as well, said mine engineer Hussein Firi. The incident took place at the Bay Horse mine in Shegutu, some 120 kilometers west of the capital, Harare. Johannes Nguyetete is one of the lucky miners who managed to escape. Mining Minister Zota Demu, who came to oversee the rescue efforts, confirmed that 21 miners had survived the collapse. He said 3 other miners were thought to be missing, but their whereabouts were unknown. In our next story, a huge fire has broken out at a police complex in the city of Ismailia in northeastern Egypt. Reports say dozens of people have been injured. Videos posted online showed the security directorate, a building many stories high, engulfed in flames. Civil defense sources said parts of it had collapsed. Now, fire engines at the scene appeared to be struggling to contain the blaze. The Reuters news agency quotes witnesses as saying, now state TV reported hours later that the fire had been contained. The cause is not yet known. Deadly fires are not uncommon in Egypt amid poorly enforced fire safety standards. In August last year, dozens of people died after a fire broke out at a church. Now, after the break, we get into your international news.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Getting into our international news, a church roof collapsed during Sunday Mass in a northern Mexican city, killing at least 9 people and injuring 40, authorities have said, as rescuers worked into the night desperately looking for another 30 people believed to be trapped under the rubble. Working under floodlights, military personnel supported emergency services using rescue dogs and earth-moving equipment to identify and dig out survivors from the ruins of the church in Ciudad Madero, a city on the Gulf Coast near the port of Temrico. Footage on social media showed the moment the church roof caved in, puffs of gray smoke billowing into the air, followed by the toppling of yellow brick outer walls. 9 people died and another 40 were taken to nearby hospitals, while 30 other worshippers remained unaccounted for. George Cuellar, spokesman for the Security Ministry of Tamaulipas State, which borders Texas, speaking on Foro TV news channel, Cuellar thanked local businessmen for bringing equipment to help remove rubble and aid rescue efforts. After the break, we get into your local and international sports news. Do stay tuned. Getting into our local sports news, Brave Warriors and Black Leopards forward Bethuel Mudeu says he is happy in South Africa. The striker, who joined Leopards after an impressive performance for the national team, said life across the border has been great. I'm really happy where I am and will keep on working hard. I love the passion of the fans here because they will always cheer you on. I'm hoping to continue working hard and making an impression here, Mudeu said. Now, the 23-year-old scored a goal this weekend in the South African 2nd Division. His goal was enough to help Black Leopards beat Uppington FC 1-0. It was also the club's first win of the season. Now, moving on, Namibia's senior women's cricket team have taken a 3-1 lead against the United Arab Emirates team in the ongoing international T20 series in Dubai. The Eagles lost their opening match by 19 runs on Tuesday, the 26th of September, before bouncing back and winning the second match by 9 wickets on Wednesday, the 27th of September. Now, on Fridays, the two teams met again in the third match of the series, with Namibia winning the toss and electing to bowl. Woman of the match, Jorien Diergaard, took 3 wickets for 12 runs in her 4 overs to restrict the hosts to 71 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in their 20 overs. Captain Irene van Zyl chipped in with 2 wickets for 14 runs, with Victoria Hamuniela and Wilka Mwatile taking 1 apiece. Now, after this short break, we get into your international sport news. South Africa will send wing Makozala Mampimpi for scans on a fracture to his cheekbone in the wake of Sunday's 49-18 victory over Tonga that took the defending champions to the brink of a Rugby World Cup quarter-final place. Should they progress, it may be without the 2019 World Cup winner after he clashed heads with a tackler Augustine Pulu in an incident that was reviewed by the television match official but not sanctioned with a yellow card. Video assistant referee officials Darren England and Dan Cook have been replaced for 2 games this match week after Liverpool wrongly had a goal disallowed in their 2-1 Premier League defeat at Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday. Liverpool went down to 9 men as Curtis Jones and Diogo Jota were sent off in the feisty clash before an own goal by Joel Matip sealed a stoppage time win for Spurs. The Merseyside club thought they had taken the lead in the first half through Luis Diaz, who got behind the defense and fired into the bottom corner past goalkeeper Guillermo Vicario. However, the goal was ruled out by the referee for offside. After this short break, we get into your highlights. Do stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
You're watching NMH at 1, and if you've just joined us, here are the news highlights from today's broadcast. At least 9 miners were killed on Friday after a shaft in an informal gold mine collapsed, the Zimbabwe Miners Federation confirmed. A church roof collapsed during Sunday Mass in a northern Mexican city, killing at least 9 people and injuring 40. Brave warrior striker Bethel Mudeu said life across the border has been great after he joined SA Team Leopards after an impressive performance for the national team. Now, those have been your highlights. Remember to tune in every weekday at 1 p.m. to spend your lunch hour with NMH at 1, catching up on the latest news in Namibia and beyond. From me, Glenora Shipura, until next time.